It's so awesome to hear them do something, what their thought process is. It's so amazing. For me, as someone who's just talking with them, what I learn all the time is that there's this tendency to fetishize equipment and to talk about codecs and I mean, that's what I say all the time. It's like, I don't know codecs, but I can't talk codecs and machines and what do you edit on and all of that, when really it took them almost no time at all today to get right to storytelling, character point of view. They went to that within the first 3 minutes. So that's what is really important, and that's what I love listening to them go on. Well, that's why I like listening to them talk about how they are involved in the storytelling process with their directors, writers, actors. Just phenomenal people. I think that there's lots of things that are the same from generation to generation, and some things that change. But the one thing that they all involve with is what's the best way to suck an audience in and get them involved in what you as a filmmaker want them to pay attention to. So that may mean in the year 2016 that you're not holding on takes quite as long because the audience attention span wanders. But then again, you take a look at The Revenant, and there's tons of long takes. So how do you grab an audience so they'll hear what you want them to hear, they'll respond to the story and the characters? And that is still pretty timeless, I agree with you. There's a timeless quality to crafting a story with a character in there who you care about. You don't have to like them, but you do have to be interested in what their problems and solutions are and what the arc of that character is over the course of the whatever project it is, episodic TV series, film, whatever. So what we heard today and saw in all 4 clips is this laser-like focus on an experience that your lead character is having. Whether it's the Leonardo DiCaprio character in The Revenant, or the Robert De Niro character in the American Express commercial, or the woman from Babel. Why do we care? Why do we want to spend even a minute with them? And each of the solutions that both of these editors came up with just is so captivating. So that part, I think, is timeless. The actual style and technique that we use for that may change over the course of time, but the intent to me is still the same. I think that where post-production and where the editor per se gets involved is under constant change. And in fact, we are moving much, much further back in the process into pre-production, into sometimes even ideation, something. So sometimes we're there. This, by the way, is not a strange concept. One of the director's jobs, if they're on a film early enough, is to, one of the director's jobs, if they're on a film early enough, is to inspire the people around him or her, to get them interested, and to convey the vision that's in their head. So if you worked with the same director a couple of times, I would get scripts in early stages for feedback. So it's something that we've been struggling and dealing with all along. But now we are being asked to do more and more in the editing room, and sometimes that feels a little oppressive, but most of the time it's an opportunity. So if I'm cutting previs, I'm giving feedback on that. If I am working with a VFX tool, then I can make some choices in the editing room, and we don't have to wait until VFX is brought on to do that. We heard today about sound and music and what kind of work we're doing as editors in the editing room versus traditionally maybe wait until you bring a composer in all the way at the end. So those boundaries between pre-production, production, and post-production have dissolved already, and it's only going to get better with that, giving me more tools. We heard a question today from the audience about the ants that were on one of the tree trunks in The Revenant. And the question was, were those real ants or were they VFX ants? Underlying that question is really this amazing assumption that if you need ants to tell the story, you can create it in post-production should you need it. So as an editor, I can, well, let me put some ants there and let's see if it helps the story. So I do think everything is sort of mushing together, not a technical term, but mushing together. And with a strong leader, a producer, a director, they can work with a strong editor who has a vision to bring all of those things. So to me, it's an amazing opportunity that we're moving into. Oh, okay. So I agree with you that if it's used as a tool for communication, technology is way better than fetishizing the technology. So I don't care what camera you shot it on, but that on the other hand, if I have the ability, which I do now, to take the raw footage and give it a new look, take a LUT and change how it appears to the audience because I really want them to feel a little bit tense or upset, and so I'm going to push some of the color more towards the green side or darker, and I can do that now to tell that story. So I love the fact that I can do better, easier color correction inside my NLE without having to become a color grader. And I'm in no danger of taking jobs away from a color corrector because look, just all black. But that it enables me to, in a way that we never could before, have 24 or 48 tracks of audio and really have the movie tell us what kind of music it wants as opposed to waiting to find that out. So I will throw music up for my director to experience the movie with, and then as soon as they really like it, I'll throw another piece of music in instead and say, yeah, but what about that? What about that? And so it creates a dialogue where I liked it because of this, I didn't like it because of that, or I liked it because of this, and now there are two data points that say, I like this music for this scene because, and then we can figure out a language to talk to the composer with. So I'm excited about my ability to use and manipulate sound and music, as well as the visual. I love being able to communicate worldwide with this. So the last several pictures I've worked on, not the one I'm cutting now, but last several before that, I was not in the same city or in one case the same country as my director. And I was able to get instant feedback because directors never sleep. So that was easy. I was able to upload things, review and approval software, things like Frame.io or PixelFlow or Pix, and just be able to crawl up inside their head in a much easier way across distances. So those sorts of technologies that help me really understand the story that is to be told and to experiment with different ways of telling that story are what I like. If I were to give you names, I don't know, right? But that certainly those kinds of technologies are what I look for at a show like NEB, and just when I'm reading.